How's everybody doing? All right, go Birds. Go Birds. Go vote.
Go vote. Go vote.
Election day is upon us. We are here. We are here to remind you. And we also need your assistance to tell our neighbors, our family and friends that there's a critical election on Tuesday, November the 4th. And we are calling on every eligible Philadelphian to cast their ballot. Octavius Catto was assassinated on election day in 1871. Dr. Martin Luther King sacrificed his life, as well as countless others, for democracy and for every American to have the right to vote. But I cannot just imagine what they would think, that they could literally walk into an election satellite facility like this. It's beautiful, it's clean, it's well lit, it's accessible to everyone. And you can literally vote and get your civic obligation done out the way. I was blessed on Saturday, on a weekend, to walk into a satellite location. My ballot got printed out in less than 5 minutes, and my civic obligation was over. So we're calling on every eligible Philadelphian to take advantage. However, if you are much like most Philadelphians that like to press that button, we will have close to 700 polling locations open, so that way you can walk in, cast your ballot. Polls open at 7 a.m. and they close at 8 p.m. So we're calling on every eligible Philadelphian to vote. Close to 100,000 Philadelphians applied for vote by mail, and sadly, I actually think it's tragically, that thousands of Philadelphians don't return their ballot. So please, if you have a ballot in your possession, like this one right here, please return your ballot immediately. And we also have the option where we have Eagles Green's Vice Chair, why don't you point the Eagles Green drop box? We have Eagles, she did a great Vanna White job, didn't she? Eagles Green drop box locations located all across the city of Philadelphia. So please return those ballots to these Eagles Green drop box locations. Now, many of you may have gotten excited about the Eagles crushing the Giants, and you may have spilled some coffee on your ballot, got excited, spilled some food on it. You need a replacement ballot. Guess what? You can still come visit our satellite location. You can get a replacement ballot. And before you put it into your Eagles Green drop box, please, okay, there's 3 components that you have to do. Once you complete your ballot, right, you have your ballot, please, after you complete it, make your selections. Please put your ballot into the yellow secrecy envelope. The ballot goes into the yellow secrecy envelope. You can call them yellow pants, you can call it yellow dress, you can call it whatever you want. But please, put the ballot into the yellow secrecy envelope. After you put your ballot into the yellow secrecy envelope, you will then put it into the return envelope. You will put your whole package into here. And then after you do that, you're going to sign where the X is, and then you are going to put the date that you filled it out. A lot of people rush and they put their birth date. You know, we ask you to look at it and then put the actual date on it. And if you have made a mistake, if I just said something that made you memorize something, you can then walk into one of our satellite locations, located all across the city of Philadelphia, and request a replacement ballot. So very simple. Let's take advantage of it. Right now I'm going to call up colleague, Vice Chair Lisa Dilling.
Thank you and good afternoon. It's a beautiful day to vote. Yes, that's right. Today is a beautiful day to vote. And here's a beautiful spot where you can all come to vote until 5 o'clock today. If you have not yet applied for your mail-in ballot, you have until tomorrow at 5 p.m. to get that done. We have 10 satellite election offices located conveniently around the city and City Hall. So please, make a plan to vote. Another thing I want to talk about is the importance of, when you do vote, getting the most out of your vote. We want to make sure that Philadelphians are voting down the ballot. So today, I am proud to announce that again, we are rolling out our Vote Down the Ballot campaign, because we have a lot of people focusing on getting out the vote, but we have people showing up to vote and not fully exercising their franchise. We need to focus on increasing participation, showing up to vote, and voting in each and every electoral contest. It's very important. The president is not on the ballot, but we have important contests on the ballot, from Superior Court right down to your neighborhood election boards, that are important. There are questions on the ballot that relate to the retention of judges that require a yes or no response. We need voters to understand, yes, we want you to vote. Yes, we want you to come out and apply for your mail-in ballot before tomorrow's deadline. And yes, we want you to use one of our beautiful satellite election offices. Or if you want to show up in person on November 4th, we'd love to have you at a polling place. But when you vote, get the most out of your vote and vote down that whole ballot. Thank you.
We're going to call up Councilmember Anthony Phillip. We're in the mighty 9th Councilmanic District. We have Councilman Anthony Phillips.
Hi, good afternoon. I want to thank our City Commissioner Lisa Deely for working with being here today, and also for working with our chairman to enact this great vision that we have in the city of Philadelphia with these satellite offices. We have an opportunity in Philadelphia to increase voter turnout. This satellite office is in our neighborhood in the 9th District, which serves West Oak Lane, Mount Airy, Lower Northeast, Upper North Philadelphia. And what I want you to say is that, what I really want to say and appeal to individuals today is that voting has never been made more easy. Voting has never been made more easy in the city of Philadelphia. You can vote as soon as several weeks in advance to the election day now. By mail-in ballot, you can also go into the office and vote as well. This is an opportunity for you to make your voice heard. Too often in the city of Philadelphia, we've heard people say that, I don't have time to vote. Oh, I don't know anything about the candidates. If you don't know anything about the candidates, there's a way to do research online, but we also have neighbors. You also have your elected officials. You also have your own research basis to figure out who the candidates are and how they can represent you. The second reason about accessibility, this district office right here that you see here in the 9th District is in the middle of our district for a reason, making it accessible to those in Northwest, Upper North Philadelphia, as well as Lower Northeast. It is so important that all individuals understand that these satellite offices are here for accessibility. Again, continue to vote. We got an important election coming up with all of our judges. Our judges are essential to protecting our freedoms and our rights. And if we don't do that, the city of Philadelphia, we are going to have less freedoms. And that's something that we can't have. We're protecting history in schools. We're protecting food benefits. We're protecting health care, all through our judges. So you got to make sure that you all vote and tell people to vote in your households and in your community. Thank you all so much. Oh, and now I want to introduce my colleague, Dr. Nina Ahmad.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am a city council member at large, so it gives me great pleasure to be here and talk to every corner of Philadelphia to make sure we turn out and exercise our hard-fought franchise, the ability to vote in every election. I want to thank Mayor Parker, my colleagues, Councilmember Phillips, Council President Johnson, and of course our city commissioners, our chair and our vice chair, for their leadership in making voting more accessible, secure, and convenient for all Philadelphians. This is the example of the work they have done. Only in this is the only city, I think, in the country
Yes.
that has these types of opportunities for people to vote. As someone who came to this country as an immigrant and became a scientist, a public servant, and a voter, I remember the day I registered to vote. I know that democracy only works when people have access to it. That's why I want to take every opportunity I can to remind people that I introduced a bill in City Council that passed unanimously to ensure that every renter in Philadelphia receives voter registration information when they move into a new home. I also want to, I want to thank Vice Chair Lisa Deely, with whom I work so closely, and Chairman Sabir for making this happen and giving us every support to make sure this bill was accurate and we were able to work. And I also want to shout out at LNI, who have already executed on putting this information in multiple languages and given that information to the landlords, who will then pass on this information to renters. So we are trying every which way in Philadelphia to make sure we inform our voters, we make sure to remind our voters. Tomorrow is the 28th, the last day to request a mail-in ballot. Very critical for those who still want to do it that way, but make sure you drop it in a drop box, because the mail might not get there before 8 o'clock on November 4th. So it is important for people to listen to that. So once again, I want to thank all of you and the Committee of 70. Somebody said, where will we find information? You can go to the website of the Committee of 70 and get informed. You can go to the website of the NAACP. Our president from the Philadelphia chapter is here. You can get information. It is not that we have lack of information. It is about making sure our folks know where to find them and remember to do this. So thank you very much for having me, and once again reminding everybody, Philadelphia is the forefront of making sure voters have access.
I'd definitely like to call these two organizations up. We have Committee of 70, and we have the Philadelphia NAACP, who has been fighting for voting rights for hundreds of years. Come on up.
Hello, my name is Lauren Christella. I'm the president and CEO of the Committee of 70. And I will pick up on what Dr. Ahmad said. Thank you so much for having us here today. Ballot.70.org is your one-stop shop for everything you need to get informed and vote with confidence this November 4th or before. Everything you need. We have harnessed the power of vote.pa.gov. Any one of these satellite election offices, you can find the location. You can find the location of your drop box. You can get informed about every single candidate. That's over 9,000 races across Pennsylvania, all at ballot.70.org. Just put in your address. You can get all the information you need about the candidates so you can be informed, make an informed choice, and then send it to your friends and family who may not take the time to do that research. This is going to empower everyone in your life to vote, vote informed, and vote with confidence. And about these satellite election offices, we should be so proud to have them. We should be grateful to our mayor and to city council for funding these, and we should harness the potential of these offices. These are opportunities for civic engagement and to restore the much needed trust in government, in our city, in our elected officials. These are opportunities for civic engagement. We can use these year-round to do the civic education that our city needs, that our citizens deserve. Connect them with the city services they are paying for, that they need in these moments of absolute dire need that are caused from the national situation and the state situation. These are opportunities to connect people with their government, to bring them closer to their government and restore that trust. So let's reach the full potential that these satellite offices offer us, and let's see what they can really do. Love it. Thank you so much for having me.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I'm Catherine Hicks. I'm the Philadelphia branch NAACP president. And again, we partner as well with all of these organizations to make sure that you get your information when it's time to vote. There is nothing more important than to exercise your right to vote. I want to thank our chairman and of course Commissioner the commissioner's office with Lisa Dealey, all of them, for making sure that, again, around the city, it is easier now than it ever was before to vote. It is so important that we stand on the shoulders of those who came before us and what they went through to ensure that you had the right to vote. There was a time when we did not have that. So it shouldn't be something that we are taking for granted at this time, because that's why we're in the situation that we are in. You know, there are things that we have to fight for now that we have fought for in the past, and we have to reiterate that to make sure that we don't lose it and we don't go backwards. So again, you have an opportunity that you can vote before November the 4th. You can come to one of these satellite offices. They have 10 throughout the city. There is no reason for you not to vote. You can vote the same day. You do not have to wait until November the 4th. But you do need to let your family members know. You need to go out in your neighborhoods. It is now more dire than it ever was before that we go out, get out and vote. That we make sure that those that we have in office, as far as our judges, and that we retain those that are speaking for us, and that those who are not doing what they should be doing for us, then we get them out. So again, I'm not going to reiterate all that's been said, because we are here just to remind you to talk to your neighbors, talk to your family members, and implore them to get out and vote, because it is nothing more important. When we say vote like your life depends on it, that's the truth. Thank you.
I just want to quickly acknowledge all of our neighbors in the 9th District. We have individuals from Albany, Fern Rock here, West Oak Lane, and East Oak Lane. So Ms. Holbrook, Marjorie Burnett, Lee Quinn, the other three of you, I'm trying to forget your names, but all of you all, thank y'all so much for being here, and for the mayor's office for continuing to work with Amani and everyone who works with all of our neighbors in the 9th District. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you. Did anyone have any